बैठ सकते हो। ये औरतों का सेक्शन है, मर्दों के सेक्शन में चले जाओ, वहाँ जाके बैठो। हेलो, तुम्हारे से कुछ कह रही हूँ, मुझे समझ नहीं आ रही मेरी बात की। क्या मेरी जुबान समझ नहीं आ रही क्या? अजीब बात है।
That's a clip from the 2022 Pakistani film Joyland. The film explores the issues of gender and sexuality in Pakistan, subjects that are still considered taboo. It depicts the societal discrimination that the queer community faces on a daily basis in the country. The film was initially banned for showing objectionable content, but was eventually passed with cuts. What was shown on the big screen is the reality of queer community in Pakistan. Raza Khan, an activist who works to support the LGBTQ+ community in Pakistan, says before Section 377, queer love and gender diversity existed openly in the country's cultural and spiritual traditions.
Before the British arrived with their penal codes, our society deeply understood and accepted homosexual love as a valid emotional and spiritual reality. Look at the famous 16th century Sufi poet Shah Hussain and his male love Madhulal. Two men whose deep devotional and romantic bond was so celebrated that they are buried together in a single shrine in Lahore. Look at Bulle Shah, who broke all gender norms, writing intense poetry of same-sex longing. Colonial rule destroyed the understanding.
Under British rule, Section 377 criminalized same-sex relations, and its legacy continued shaping public morality and social attitudes in Pakistan even after independence. But the impact of Section 377 goes beyond the law itself. Ali says digital surveillance, censorship, and police crackdowns have pushed queer communities away from the public spaces.
However, the modern state digital censorship apparatus did not stop at blocking pornographic websites. They systematically expanded their ban to target dating applications and more recently clamped down heavily on VPN services to completely cut off our community's safe access to the outside world.
Ali says that the authorities often rely on morality laws to arrest individuals.
This crackdown doesn't just hit large, organized networks like NAS. Authorities actively hunt down small independent groups and private individuals attempting to coordinate underground gatherings across Pakistan. Take the horrific definitive example of Preetum Giani in Aptaba. He attempted to legally register an indoor safe space and a gay club, an act that violated no written statute. Yet, state authorities arrested him and forcefully committed him into a mental health asylum in Peshawar.
In 2024, 75-year-old Giani was arrested and sent to a mental asylum. His whereabouts remain unknown. For many queer Pakistanis, this fear exists not just in law or online spaces, but even inside their homes and workplaces. Sumer, a queer person from Karachi, says everyday life itself becomes a struggle.
LGBTQI plus people facing teasing, insulting, harassment, and sometimes physical violence. People judging them because their appearance and identity. At home, also family member often taunt him, emotionally harass them, and even tell them all leave the house, and they make them feel like they do not belong. Many people also connect LGBTQI plus identity with religion in a negative way and say it wrong in Islam.
Sumer also highlights the lack of legal and institutional support for the community in the country, which leaves them vulnerable to abuse and exploitation. However, community-led organizations work silently and in hiding to create support systems, especially around mental health.
I connected with local organization. He making a safe space and working first of all, is working from the mental health because all LGBTQI people are suffering from mental health situation like trauma, stress, emotional struggling. They have therapists and they can arrange many sessions about mental health.
But even within the broader queer movement, divisions remain. Ali says transgender groups are often forced to publicly distance themselves from the larger LGBTQ+ spectrum for survival.
If transgender activists publicly associate with gay, lesbian, or bisexual group, their own fragile legal protection are completely stripped away by the right-wing extremists. They are forced to refuse any public association with the broader spectrum purely as a desperate survival tactic. The state-crafted polarization has made it impossible for intersectional leaders to survive.
Several other organizations that Asian Dispatch spoke to relate this fear. And despite criminalization, censorship, violence, and isolation, queer Pakistanis continue to search for dignity, community, and right to exist freely.